You wake before the sun rises, not out of desire, but necessity. The day is a relentless taskmaster, waiting to punish those who linger. The air within your home is cold and damp, thick with the lingering smoke from last night's fire, stinging your eyes. Beneath your feet lies packed earth, worn down by bare skin and spilled grain over the years. In the darkness, a pig shifts restlessly. Chickens rustle nearby, their warmth more vital than your comfort. This is your home, one small room that cradles your family, your animals, your entire existence. There is no privacy. You eat before you work, not out of hunger, but out of obligation. The bread you consume is coarse and dark, made from barley or rye, often sour and bitter on your tongue. Each bite is a reminder that this may be all you eat today. You wash it down with water drawn from a nearby stream or well, unaware of its dangers. Sometimes, after drinking, people fall ill. This is early medieval England, and here, one painful truth reigns before discussing work, hunger, or death. There is something more urgent. To endure in this world, you must know who you are allowed to be, for your place is decided long before your first breath. You did not choose this life, it chose you. In early medieval England, society is rigid, layered, and unyielding. Power flows downward, while labor flows upward, leaving most at the bottom. 8 or 9 out of 10 people are peasants, and a serf is not a slave. Yet freedom is a distant illusion. You are bound to the land, not to a person, but to an estate, the fields, the pastures, the woods. They own you as surely as chains would, even if no one dares to name it. You cannot leave without permission. You cannot sell your labor elsewhere or start anew in another village. If you attempt to flee, you will be hunted down and returned. Your name is etched into memorial records. Your obligations. This is not a temporary existence. It is permanent. The system appears stable from the outside. The Lord owns the land. The church owns your soul. You work in exchange for protection, but that protection is conditional. You owe labor several days a week on the Lord's land. This is not negotiable. You owe rent in produce and seasonal taxes, along with extra labor during harvest. Regardless of your physical limits, fail to meet these obligations, and punishment follows. There is no court, no contract to renegotiate, no safety net. Understanding who you are leads to the next unavoidable question. What does this life demand from your body daily? Your work starts at dawn, not at a comfortable sunrise, but at first light, when the air still bites and your muscles ache from yesterday's toil. The agricultural year dictates everything. Your calendar is not marked by weeks or months, but by tasks: plowing in spring, sowing seeds, weeding, harvesting in summer. You wield tools that would seem primitive even to someone from a later era. Wooden plows tipped with iron, sickles that dull too quickly. No machines exist, and no animals strong enough to replace you. When the weather turns foul, work does not cease. Rain drenching your clothes, cold cracking your skin, heat draining your strength. Winter brings its own demands, repairing fences, tending animals, hauling firewood. Your body knows injuries heal slowly, if at all. Broken bones often mend incorrectly. Infections spread like wildfire. A cut could be the end. Many men in their 30s walk as if they are already old. Archaeologists studying early medieval remains uncover worn joints, compressed spines, healed fractures, and signs of chronic malnutrition. Bodies molded by labor that began in childhood and never ceased. This is not heroic. All of your effort serves one purpose: not wealth or comfort, but just enough food to persist. Yet food here is a fragile promise. Your diet is painfully limited. Most days consist of that dense, dark bread made from barley or rye, sometimes mixed with the cheapest grain. Accompanying it is a thin porridge. Vegetables might bolster your meal, provided your small garden yields enough beans, peas, onions, occasionally cabbage. Meat is a rarity, not due. Forests belong to the nobility. Killing deer or boar without permission is a crime, as is gathering fallen wood. If caught poaching, the penalties can be severe fines, mutilation, or worse. Meat is reserved for feast days or desperate moments that risk everything. Hunger does not gnaw at you every day, but it is a lingering companion. Even in good years, your diet, one bad harvest can spell disaster. 2 in a row can wipe out entire villages. The implications are understood by all. Even if you manage to eat, another daily gamble awaits. You drink water consistently, all the while risking disease. Rivers serve multiple purposes: drinking, washing, discarding waste. Wells are shallow and easily contaminated. Animal waste, human waste, decay. There is no concept of bacteria. When illness strikes, it seems random. Dysentery spreads rapidly. Typhoid lurks in the shadows. Fevers burn through households, while dehydration claims children in the blink of an eye. Adults may endure longer, sometimes long enough to infect others. Even the monasteries, often cleaner than villages, suffer outbreaks. There is no cure when the day finally ends and you return home. No real relief awaits. Your house, like everything else, harbors its own dangers. Built quickly and cheaply, it stands close to others. Walls of wattle and daub, wooden frames, thatched roofs. Fires burn nearby, always a threat. Smoke escapes wherever it can. Animals huddle with you in winter, their warmth your lifeline, but their waste fills the air. Fleas thrive, lice infest. Rats roam freely, and overcrowding spreads disease. Parasites prey on already weary bodies. Your home shields you from rain and wind. Yet, in this harsh existence, you may wonder how long anyone can endure. The answer often hinges on the timing of your birth and whether you survive childhood. The grim number is 30 to 35 years. It sounds shockingly low, but obscures a harsher truth. 1 in 3 children dies before reaching 5. If you survive childhood, your chances improve. Some live into their death looms close, ever present. An infection, a harsh winter, an accident in the fields, life hangs by a delicate thread. Sometimes, death comes from an invisible force, one that remains misunderstood and terrifying. You've learned how you live now. Grasp how easily it can end. In early medieval England, death is not rare. It is ordinary. When it strikes, few can halt its advance. Something is killing people, yet no one plots poison, no enemies lurk. Villagers sicken, their minds unravel, their bodies fail. The cause lurks in plain sight. In wet years, a fungus sprouts on rye, initially appearing harmless. Dark growths replace healthy grain, and when ground into flour, bread appears normal, tastes normal. Yet soon the sickness begins. Hands cramp, muscles seize, and people scream in agony. Some convulse uncontrollably, while others perceive intense burning in their limbs, as if they are aflame from within. Villagers claim divine punishment. Priests preach repentance. But the true culprit lies in the very bread they consume. Whole communities can suffer simultaneously. Outbreaks in extreme cases. Blood flow to hands and feet is cut off, and flesh turns black. Fingers and toes fall away. Some survive, many do not, never knowing why. Poison does not discriminate. Even the wealthy suffer. They drink wine stored in lead-glazed pottery, eat from lead-lined vessels, and use lead pipes for water. The poisoning is slow, insidious, leading over time. It wreaks havoc on the brain and body. Yet no one sees the connections. The very materials that signify status and refinement quietly condemn those who can afford them. Poison alone would be enough, but in this world, it rarely strikes alone. Disease thrives everywhere, pressing hardest on the youngest. If you are born in early medieval England, survival is a gamble.